Welcome to Bits and Pretzels 2025. It's beste Spiel. It's incredible to be back here with all of you. And as you can imagine, we have been really counting down the days. And now that we are finally here together, we couldn't be more excited for 3 unforgettable days ahead.
Well, welcome back. It's a great day to wear this European hoodie, actually. Yeah? And now we take a quick look back to Bits24. So in spring 24, we set the theme Kickstart Europe because we wanted to contribute to a stronger Europe. And just days before Bits and Pretzels, Mario Draghi published his report on European competitiveness. And suddenly, Europe was the talk of the town. Everybody was talking about it, and we realized with our content focus on Europe, we struck the nerve, and it resonated really well with the Bits community. Really well. And there's so much coming from the US and so much coming from China, there was one question on everybody's mind. So how will Europe respond? And this content topic led to so many changes in our product, in our event format, that we would like to share to you to reconsider. That we grew for the first time from 5,000 to 7,500 people, driven by the European demand. So a huge leap forward for us, which of course means a lot of change in producing this event. Further, we made a conscious decision. For the first time, we said no to global celebrity headliners, but pure focus on bringing the European ecosystem together. Because, you know, in these challenging times like this, we wanted to double down on our true north, maximize the value for our founders at Bits and Pretzels. And thirdly, for the first time, we created embedded conference, so the CIO Summit and the Investor Summit, not only to create a better experience for them, for those groups, but also to create more potential for founder networking. So you see, if you do so many changes in 1 year, from 23 to 24, we were, of course, very keen on knowing how did you like it. And we have one North Star KPI at Bits and Pretzels, like many of you in your companies, and it's the Net Promoter Score. And see, it went very well from 36 to 49. So you seem to like it, and that's the new benchmark for us. And with this, I hand over to Felix, who will tell you more about 25.
Thanks, Bernd, and also good morning from my side. It's great to see you all again here back in Munich at Bits and Pretzels. So our theme for this year, as you probably know, is Connecting Europe. And for us, it's the logical evolution from last year, where it was Kickstart Europe. Because last year, we felt we have to kickstart like a bit the momentum. A lot has happened in the past 12 months, so this year, it's time to bring everyone together, bring everyone here in Munich to collaborate and build big companies. Let's have a look at some more KPIs. First of all, record number of meetings. Meetings are 50% up that have been already scheduled ahead of the events on the previous week. And of course, probably we will see a new record over the next 2.5 days for the meetings organized here in Munich. Then the founder to investor ratio. It's 3 to 1, 3 founders, 1 investor, which in our view is the perfect mix to do great deals. It's 70% international attendance. That's absolutely record. Very happy to see so many people coming from all over Europe and also abroad and far away here to Munich. 50% more partner countries. Thank you so much to every partner delegation from all over Europe to come in here and bring in founders and investors. And of course, the third day has been optimized, our signature day, with new like little tweaks in the details, record number of table captains. So please pace your energy for the third day on Wednesday and be there and do all the great networking. 2 more things are missing in the slides here, but I still want to mention them. New record numbers for the 2 summits. It's 1,500 investors and 300 LPs at the Bits and Pretzels Investor Summit, and it's 500 CIOs for the CIO AI Summit. And as Bernd mentioned, we're doing these 2 summits for the first time, for the second time, after the inaugural editions last year. And of course, as always, we are sold out with 7,500 people here. So thank you so much for the trust for coming here and spending the next 3 days with us. With that, I would say back to Andy.
Thank you, Felix. One thing, we focus on more and more every year, making this time here truly worth it for you. That's the reason why we thought, for this opening, let's start straight away and share our top 3 tips with you. Let me start with a question. How many of you go to the dentist for regular cleanings? Hands up.
Very good.
Nice. Most of you. Why? Because nobody wants cavities. Nobody wants a root canal. It's painful, time-consuming, and for founders also very bad, very, very expensive. A cleaning isn't fun, but it prevents all that. Now, let me ask you another question. How many of you do regular coaching? I mean, really regular. Once a quarter or at least twice a year. Hands up. Fewer hands. That's what I see again and again, just like I used to. Founders usually go to a coach when it really hurts, when the cavity is there, or even worse, when it's root canal time. But the real value is prevention, whether it's your teeth or coaching. So here's my tip for you as a founder. Do real coaching. I don't mean mentorship, I don't mean coffee advice, I mean real coaching, where you get challenged, sometimes very uncomfortable, and ideally not just alone, but together with your co-founders.
Thank you, Andy. So I have a tip for the early founders here in this room. Focus on customer revenue and not on VC money in the early days. So if you open Sifted or TechCrunch, it seems that every success story starts with a 50 million euro round and from Index or Secure, or you name them. But actually, 99% of all founders will never receive €1 of venture capitalists. So, but this doesn't mean that those 99% will not be successful in the beginning. So think of companies like Shopify, Dell, even the GitHub. They all bootstrapped in the beginning until they, of course, grew further. So it really has to be said, venture capital is a must for quite a number of startups. Venture capital is very important for the growth of so many startups. It's definitely not the only way for all startups. So you should consider a combination, I would say combination of bootstrapping and venture clienting in your early days. And you should consider your customers as your really first investors. At least, you know, a customer attraction is the only real proof that your business will work, isn't it? So my summary is focus on customer revenue and then on raising funds. The money will, VC money will follow your revenue. Thank you, and over to you.
Thanks, Bernd. My tip for you is, I call it create a positive space for the brutal truths. Because the reality is, as probably some of you in the room know, that things don't go according to plan quite often. And especially in times like these, you know, when you have an OpenAI release a new ChatGPT model and it crushes 1,000 startups, or things change so fast you don't really know where you are in 2-3 months ahead, you have to be even faster and even more agile than ever before. And as you know, I've been an investor in many, many startups, and some of them have seen some explosive growth, several like big, great growth. But what's also the true story is that behind the surface or below the surface, sometimes things get a bit more shaky, and in order to show growth, you have to maybe spend more marketing, the margins get smaller, or things don't go as planned in hiring or the team. And then what the problem is, if you don't have a space in your founder team or your founder-investor relationship, or even the founder-to-employee relationship, where you can put it on the table and fix things fast, you lose too much time. And I've seen it over and over again, these board meetings where you dance around, or the investor updates where it's kind of a vague language, or even in a founder relationship, you don't really want to put a conflict on the table, you just want to hide it somewhere. It doesn't work, because you lose so much time. And what I've seen in different situations is when someone is in a room who's putting the harsh, brutal truths on the table and then creates a positive environment to have everyone in the room to fix it, that's kind of the superpower you can have as a founder. And so, like these situations where growth has to be bought by expensive marketing, or you have a founder conflict, but you don't really want to show it, don't do it. Put it on the table. Be brave, be bold, and then create a positive environment, even if it's a harsh truth, to fix it. And then you will be much faster, you don't lose time, and that's a pattern we see over and over in the great big entrepreneurs. So that was a tip from my side. But it's not only about our tips for you.
So
The wrong slide.
the truth is we have the wrong slides here.
That's the wrong slide, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, let's keep it up there. We do that in a couple of minutes. But before we do that, we have something also for you. Because it's not only about our 3 tips, it's about an idea. What do you want to start? Many of you probably in the room are coming to Bits and Pretzels, wanting inspiration or validation for the idea you're working on. So we asked a couple of friends, very big founders, what would they start now? If they start now, fresh and new. And we found it quite interesting, because on one side, you could feel everything has been invented already. What should I start now? On the other side, it's the greatest opportunity ever, right now, to be an entrepreneur and to just pick one of these amazing markets and new technologies. So let's see if the video works. Can someone try to get the video on the screen? Yay, it works.
Hi, my name is Miki Kuusi. I'm the founder and CEO of Volt. And if I was starting a new company today, I'd try to figure out how to make life less complex for people utilizing AI.
Hi everyone, this is Johannes, the CEO and co-founder of Get Your Guide. I'm on my way to Bits and Pretzels. Can't wait to see all of you. If I would do a startup today, I would actually build a modern hospital using AI. So this means from the sensors and the monitoring of the patients when they are not in the hospital, all the way to the operations and logistics inside, and the robotics, as well as the patient care and the operations. I would try to digitize the entire value chain, make sure that you collect the data and you constantly optimize for patient success. That'd be my idea, and I hope that I still get to do it one day.
I'm Roxanne, the director of Station F, and if I had to launch a company today, it would probably be in security, awareness, education, prevention, detection. I feel like we're being bombarded with different forms of cyber attacks, new types of phishing, all kinds of stuff these days. So probably something in that space, or maybe even education for younger and older populations that sometimes fall into these traps more easily. Or maybe I'd build a new dating app for my single friends, because it sounds like they're suffering with the current dating apps out there.
Hi everybody. Hi Bits and Pretzels. I'm Florian Seibel, co-founder, co-CEO of Quantum Systems, Munich-based defense startup. I got asked by Felix, what would you have founded if it had not been Quantum Systems? I love everything that flies. I love everything that takes off. I'm a big fan of what Elon does and did with SpaceX. Daniel, ESA Aerospace is a great example of moonshot projects and moonshot companies we need in Europe to strive and reach the next level. So I would have founded something in the space domain, because I think rockets that come down and land vertically are great. Enjoy Bits and Pretzels and have a great time.
Thank you, Miki, Roxanne, and Johannes and Florian for the videos, for sharing that. Now someone put a pult in front of me. Am I supposed to speak in a pult? No, I will just go here and lead here. It's interesting when things go a bit different than you plan in different slides. But we are now back on track. While we did all this preparation in the past few weeks for the whole Bits and Pretzels and the opening here, you can imagine we had a lot of exchange and debate and a beer or two. And then we diverted into like, hey, what will actually happen in the next 12 months until the next Bits and Pretzels. And then we spun some ideas and balls in the air. And then we thought, hey, why don't we just write them down and put them in public, like Storm is doing. You probably may know Storm, a friend who's also always doing these predictions. So we wrote them down. It's 12 predictions from us for the next 12 months. We would just go briefly through them, so very fast. And at the end, we put them on a slide so you can do a picture and hold us accountable for next year when we see each other here. So I would say let's kick it off, if that works. And Andy, you want to do the first one?
Let's start with the first one. We think until Bits and Pretzels 2026, an European startup yet to be founded will be a unicorn.
The next one. One of the existing European decacorns will become a centicorn, most likely Revolut.
BMW and Mercedes will merge to create a big leading brand.
Interesting one.
Yeah.
One of Germany's unicorns, for example, Get Your Guide, will go public.
Oasis will release a new album. Very sure about it.
I have to say, Bernd and I insisted this to be in. Andy was like, we don't need that. That might be a controversial one. J.D. Vance will replace Donald Trump as the president.
We also think until Bits and Pretzels 2026, first global strike movements against AI will hit the streets.
3 out of 6 Nobel Prizes will be awarded to Europe, and 1 will go to Munich again.
Let's make it happen. Next year, AI will moderate one of our stages.
We think in the next year, Germany will be the reigning football world champion.
Optimist. By 26, OpenAI will launch its first AI-first device and kills, that's the wrong text, and will create the iPhone moment of this decade.
It is what?
No, I don't. That was the old version we didn't dare to talk about.
Come on, you have to be agile.
No. Of course, it will kill some startups, yes.
Probably. And the final one, the final prediction, we had no agreement, despite a lot of debate and a bit fighting, but we still want to put it up. So it's an individual ABF Andy Bernd Felix prediction, and it's about the Bitcoin price. So Bernd is bullish, 200,000.
Yes,
Andy is like, okay, it stays more or less the same. And okay, I had to take the third card, but yeah, I think it goes down 50,000. So let's see what happens. Those are the 12 predictions from us. Make a picture. Maybe we have come up with a prize, whatever we do for next year, but we will figure it out.
Let's see how it works.
So make a picture, and let's see in next year, in 12 months, what we got right and what we got wrong. All right.
That's it from us.